Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam.
So we are here. Thank you for coming in time. And inshallah, we will continue studying our subject. Let me share the screen. All right, here we are. Okay. And I will go down to presenters view. Now we are studying the story of Mary in the Quran, which is interesting. We keep saying that's an interesting story. And in principle, we always follow the message of the Quran without relating it to history, but to the relevance of the subject to our practical life right now. And here we studied up to the verse from chapter section Mary, 19th section of the Quran, and the verse number is 20. We studied up to here. And she received, according to the story, she received the messenger and the message of God through the messenger, angel, Gabriel. We know that. Excuse me. There are all sorts of messages directly coming from God, which is in the form of speech or knowledge, is represented through, or it is presented to human beings through the angel, which is named Gabriel, or Jibreel in the language of the Quran. So here, the message is presented to Mary, and the subject was, I am here to present the gift of God, gift of a son, endowed to you with purity. This son is going to be a pure, not spoiled, stained human being. He said, oh God, oh, well, it's impossible. How can I have a child when no man has ever touched me? ولم يمسسني بشرا. So Mary is surprised to hear that, come on, I mean, you must be joking. I am not married. I have no relationship with another person. No one touched me at all, which is impossible. Of course, we know that. We don't normally expect miracles. And when somebody claims to have miracle, we just don't take it straight away and believe in it. We say, what's happening here? Or try to understand if really happens, then take it seriously, because miracles can happen only by the creation of the creator or establisher of the order of the universe. Miracles have many aspects. One of them is the whole creation of the universe in each and every of them, the way they come into existence is a miracle. What does it mean? You cannot explain it in terms of causal change. Although they are created in order, but order is, in the language of the materialist philosophy, you describe it as cause and effect. But we emphatically mention this point that there is no cause in the creation of the universe. All the things are effects. Effects of what? Effects of the one who gave existence to the universe and giving existence to everything in the universe by creating it without being in need of anything else, and also without giving any authority to any of the beings that they should be a means of creating something. They have no authority over it. Whatever the materialist mentality calls it cause is in fact an effect. Effect of the one who causes the whole universe, including every single being in it. The effect of the cause of this universe. That is one aspect of the miracle. The another aspect of the miracle is that looks to the absolute creatorship, ownership of the universe. But from our perspective, another aspect of the miracle comes here because we are created in such a way that in order to connect with the creator, we need to know how to connect him. Of course, the creation is out there, but if the creation happens randomly, haphazardly, I don't know how to ask my creator and present my needs to him to create me what I need. Because everything is absurdly being coming into existence. It would be in this way, but it is not. Although everything in its nature is a miracle in its existence, but I need to know how to communicate with the creator by knowing that whatever I do, the expected result will be this, so that I will say, please, God, for example, create me a tree of pear, a pear tree, and I learned from the order, the way the things are created, that in order to ask God to create for me a pear tree, I have to follow these steps. And then God will create it for me. That is how I need order. And the miracle, as far as from my side is concerned, if I see something happening in the world, in this universe, against the order that I am accustomed with, I see, oh, the order changed. And I am given the capacity to question, who can change the order of the universe? All of a sudden, in a local way. Who can do that? of course, human reasoning tells us that only the one who established the order can change it. That is, we call this kind of unaccustomed way of the things coming into existence as miracles. So, if someone says, I don't believe in miracle, I say, don't you see the creation? Everything is a miracle. No, I don't mean that. I mean the narrations of miracles from the life of the prophets and mentioned in the Qur'an heavily, and also in hadith narrations, the prophetic sayings narrated to us. There are many miracles referred to him or his life. I don't believe that. Why? Because there is a certain verses in the Qur'an there are certain verses in the Quran explicitly claiming that there should be no change in the way God creates the universe, in the order of the universe. Oh, yeah. Sure, it is correct. There is no change in the order of the universe. But what is the order? The order, the material things coming into existence in a miraculous way, but within a perfect order. Within this order, when there is, excuse me, I'm surprised. Sorry, unexpected things, but it's not miracle. Sorry. So sorry for the interruption. Now, my attention. I lost my attention. So, well, yeah, it is within the order of the universe that when certain things happen, certain things are created. It may not be very commonly experienced, but we know that whenever a person claims to be the messenger of God, receiving message from God, no one can believe in it. I don't. Why? I don't know. How can I believe in you? Whatever he says may sound to be right or wrong because I'm not familiar with especially the messages that the creator sends to human beings through messengers. The messengers, we should never forget this point, that when there is no traces of message in a society, which is in the correct, unspoiled, uncorrupted form, only then the creator sends this message. Rarely happens, but it happens. The innocent people listen to them, and this man is speaking according to them, completely irrelevant to what they have known so far. It is not fair, it is not just to expect these people to believe in this man's claim immediately as he claims to be appointed by God as the messenger. That is not just, if you like, of God to put these people in this way and then say that ask them, expect them to follow the message of the messenger he sent through the messenger. It's not just, it is not fair. So what is expected from the mercy of God to demonstrate a sign in the hand of this person who claims to be the prophet or messenger, so that his claim is right. He says, the creator of the universe employed me. And here, the creator of the universe changes his usual way of creating the universe in order to make these people be convinced that this person is not lying. So, what is expected of them? Take this person seriously. That is important, because I would not be believing in it if a person claims to be immediately that he is a messenger and saying something completely strange to my cultural background. Of course, this is a part of the order of the universe, that whenever God sends a message, he must support his messenger, creating by something physically observable, by human beings. Do we understand now why the miracles are a part of the order of the universe? From our side, miracles, the prophetic miracles. Now, a prophet is going to be created. Every prophet has different mission. Every prophet has given different miracles according to the needs of their people. So, Jesus is given a miracle in his from very birth. By the way, this is not the miracle presented to Mary. It is a miracle presented to Jesus, her son. So, of course, it is Mary's right not to believe in this message straight away. We are also in the same position. We cannot believe in anything anybody claims to have received a child directly from God without any other person touching her. I wouldn't believe in it unless there must be something presented to me in an extraordinary way that I will say, this order is under the hands of the Creator, and the Creator changes this order according to my need, although exceptionally creates something according to my need. We understood that this is called miracle for us. For the Creator, everything is a miracle. So I think we understood that, and we justified Mary's not believing in the message that she is going to have a baby without having without being touched by any other person. And we say, of course, you are right, because he said, look, I have never been an unchaste person, woman. unchaste woman. I think we got this verse, or I have only this much to say. If any of you want to ask, make comment, express your feelings, I will appreciate to listen to and benefit from your comments as well. Otherwise, I will move to the next verse. We are going to study, inshallah. Anybody?
So one thing, Brother Ali, the expectation would be to see something physical from Mary's side, to see what the miracle is.
No, Mary didn't believe that it will happen. So Mary wasn't expecting a miracle. Why? Didn't believe it is impossible. But the process will continue in a miraculous way, and then she will believe in it. But we will know in the language of the Qur'an that this miracle is presented not for the sake of Mary, but for the sake of Jesus. This is a miracle which is presented to us through a prophet, not Mary. Why is it important? But for me, it is not important. But some scholars take it seriously that, look, Mary also received miracle, so she may be considered as a prophet. Maybe may not be. It is not my concern, really. But some people argue, but the language of the Quran doesn't allow us to interpret this case in this way, because in the following language, the Quran will make it clear that in the next verse, I think, let me see, in the next verse. Here is in the next verse 21, on what are we now here? In the next verse 21, قال كذلك قال كذلك قال ربك هو علي هين ولنجعله آية. Now, if you know a little bit Arabic, you will understand that وَلِنَجْعَلَهَا آيَةً. No. وَلِنَجْعَلَهُ آيَةً means referring to a male being or masculine form. Who? It means Jesus, not ha. Doesn't mean Mary. So, ayatan linnas. We will make Jesus a sign to the people. That's what I understood from it. Anyways, we will study the meaning of it, but this is just a grammatic detail of the Quran. So he said, كذلك, it will be so. Why? The creator of the universe decides to do it in this way, it has to be in this way. So sure. Your Lord says, speaking to Mary, your Lord says, it is easy for me. We'll make him a sign to people. So why should it be difficult? Because the creator is creating everything in a miraculous way. So creating this way or in another way must be not difficult for the creator of the universe. So at the same time, miraculous creations demonstrate that the creator of the universe is not bound to what he has established as the order of the universe by creating some exceptional cases as an order, and within the order of the universe. Again, whenever the prophet is employed, he is supported by a miraculous creation according to human accustomed way of observation of the universe, not according to the God's power. So, in fact, does God change his way of creation? No, he creates everything as an effect as he wills, as he chooses. That is sunnatullah. That is God's way of creating. In the language of the Qur'an is sunnatullah. So it is easy for me because I am the establisher of this order. I can change it. And we will make him a sign to people. We are going to create somebody in a miraculous way according to the accustomed way of understanding human beings, understanding of human capacity. Otherwise, it will be a sign to the people so that from the very beginning, this son or the baby, if you like, start functioning as conveying the prophetic message in various ways. We will try to understand these various ways. And he will make him a sign to people and a mercy from us. And this way of creation, which is not within your normally experienced experiences of the universe, but these special cases, not one of them, all the prophets are giving miracles. This is sunnatullah. This is God's way of creating. So this will be a mercy from our Creator. Why? Of course, we will see in the life of Jesus, he has never received an education through rabbinic training or through rabbinic education. He has never been to any school that the rabbis are, or the scholars of children of Israel are trained, and he climbs up to the pulpit or whatever, the place to address people, explains the Torah in such a way that he says, these are corruptions, correct form of this. That is why the history tells us that Jesus started speaking with authority, as if declaring what's right, what's wrong. That's it, settled. The case is settled. Rabbi said, who are you? I mean, according to the historical narrations, he was not older than 33 years old. I mean, for their long-term training, and he has never seen him among their education system, just a carpenter out there, profession-wise. He's an ordinary man. Of course, as a mercy to make people take his speech seriously, or it means his message seriously, mercy requires that he must be given miracles. It means physical signs that human beings must have. Of course, we know that of sight explanation. I'm going to tell something. Nowadays, we have the whole message. Therefore, we can study the message now, and it is already famous, well known among more than 1 billion people. and then go and study the message, of course, the message must have miraculous aspect as well. Why? I believe that this man is an exceptional case. I understood. I took it seriously. I took him seriously and listened to his message seriously. Now I need another miracle to confirm that the message is from not the man who brought it to me, from the creator of the universe. As the creator of the universe creates everything in a miraculous way, his speech also should explain everything in a miraculous way. That is the part of the order of the universe again. Otherwise, if the message wasn't presented to me in a miraculous content, how can I believe that? Yes, this man is something strange, extraordinary in his life, but at the same time, what he says sounds like any other philosopher or moral educator can say it. No, the message also must have miraculous aspect in its explanations of its content. I think we have to understand this is a part of the order of the universe as well. Now, I am not the first person who hears the prophet claiming that, a prophet claiming that I am employed by the creator of the universe. But still, I must be convinced that what is left to me from the heritage of the legacy of the prophet must have a quality that I should be convinced this can only be from the creator of the universe. I think you got the point now. It means miracles have, let's say, the order of the universe has different aspects. The ordinary we are accustomed with way of creating the universe. And the order that never changes again, as the Quran says it will never change. Yes, it is never changing. The way the universe comes into existence is miraculous, never change. Every prophet is accompanied with a miraculous creation, never change. Every message of the prophet has miraculous content, never changes. Yes, in the sense that we should understand the verses of the Quran with occasional repeats, the human beings will never find any change in the way God creates. Sunnatullah. وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. So that is what the Quran says. Yes, these three elements of the miraculous creation never change. There is no creation without miraculous aspect at all. Every creation is in all aspect is miracle anyways. So, but we should understand from here, from this verse, that it is easy for me and we will make him a sign to people and a mercy from us. This is very important, which is, and where am I? Yeah. Okay. وَرَحْمَةً مِنَّا. Rahmat. Why? I am created in this world. Nothing is really obvious. I have to deduce the truth. It means I am expected to believe in ghaib. That is a deduction of my reasoning of the creation of the universe. That is why I have to see mercy in the creation of everything, and also employment of the prophet. I need mercy, and the content of the message of the prophet. Also, I need to have exceptional creation so that I will be convinced. That is required of God's mercy. So, for example, most of the scholars, especially Muslim scholars, claim that we don't need miracles anymore. Yeah, physical miracles, no, we don't need it. Why? A miracle of the Quran is in front of me, whole Quran. Now let me study. The first addressee of the prophets did not have this miraculous explanation, a miraculous message of the Quran in its entirety. They just learned a few sentences, looks something unaccustomed, but they didn't have the, as we call it, the mushaf, all content of the message revealed throughout 23 years. They deserve to have physical miracles demonstrated. I deserve to have physical miracles, way of explaining the reality presented to me in the message of the Quran. Okay. All right, now let's go from this delicate note in the Quran that وَرَحْمَةً مِنَّا. And I love beauty in the details of the language of the Quran. وَكَانَ أَمْرًا مَقْضِيًّا. That is sure that the matter is already determined. Why? When God wills something, it has to happen, finish. No second step, directly. The matter is already determined. It means whatever you do, you are already pregnant. Finish. So that is, of course, how the creation takes place. So she conceived him, حملته فأنبثت به مكانا قصيا. She withdrew herself with him, with the baby, to a remote place. Why? Without having an evidence, she cannot go back to her people. Why? And the time will come, and it will be physical appearance of the pregnancy of Mary, and she will not have any evidence that she is an chaste woman. That is why when we cannot prove, that is what the lesson we should get, when we cannot prove what we claim that needs to have evidence, and if I don't have evidence in me, I shouldn't expose my ideas to the people until I have evidence for it. So I heard something from the Quran, just step up in the society. Quran says so. You have to bring your evidence that what you are saying makes sense to me. Evidence. It means science. You have to be qualified, be prepared to claim what you are saying is true. Otherwise, don't speak. That's what I get, a practical message from verse 22. So she withdrew here with him to a remote place. Until when? We will see. We will see. Because she doesn't have anything. She is not given anything as evidence that she is unchaste. So she is an honorable person, chaste person. She doesn't want to lose her honor in the society. So it is also our honor to speak with evidence. Otherwise, don't speak. You may claim to have been convinced about what you believe, what you know, but this is for you alone. Unless you have an evidence. Even if you don't have an evidence, if you don't have an evidence, don't speak and don't show, don't come out in the community. Excuse me, this one. Okay. Verse 23. And then, sorry, yeah. That's an interesting verse here. So I'm looking at my comments on it. So then the pains of childhood draw her to the trunk of a palm tree. It means time to give birth. Oh, now, for a chaste woman, this moment is the most unbearable moment. Why? Not alone that her tummy short, if you like, that she's pregnant, but now it is time to have a baby in me. What shall I do? I cannot kill. I cannot get away from the baby. What shall I do now? It is understandable. It is very human. If I have something which is unbelievable, I cannot go out and present myself as an honorable person and say that I'm an honorable person, but what I have done doesn't deserve anyway to be received as honorable. Of course. And afterwards she said, Ya laytani mittu qabla hadha. Oh, I wish I had been dead. And وَكُنْتُ نَسْيًا مَنْسِيًا, completely forgotten from all this. Now, it is an interesting verse that telling me this is an deadly crime for a person who is chaste. Why? Impossible to prove that she is chaste. She is not unchaste. Having a baby with no marriage contract or even with no illegal contact, nothing. Of course, people will say, rightly, what is that? You are not expected to come up with this. Not married, very modest, very chaste woman, very devotee person, women, to her God and coming up with an quote unquote illegal birth of a child. Not only Mary, not any ordinary honorable person can come up with this result to her community. It is better be dead rather than being in this situation. We understand, we have empathy to Mary, and we should take lesson that I should never commit a deadly crime. Otherwise, I will be a dishonest person always in the eyes of the people, and they will have all right not to trust me anymore. Here we go. That is what I have about these verses. That's beautiful. Yeah, lately, mittu kable. So it is really interesting to know, to analyze human feelings. That is quite human, nothing strange. That is me, not Mary only, including Mary and you and me. Now come verse 24. If anyone wants to say anything further, comment, I'm ready and happy to listen to you. I will continue if you don't speak. So, but the one that was below her called to her, don't grieve. Your Lord has provided a stream beneath you.
Can we see the verse, please, Brother Ali?
Thank you. I changed the other computer and I'm seeing the verse. I thought you were seeing the verse as well in the screen. Of course, screen shares my notes in my computer, but you see the real screen of the slide itself. So remind me, please, like this. I'm pleased to hear your reminders. So it is interesting. The stream beneath Mary speaks here. It is difficult to understand. Why? Is it a miracle? Depends. Maybe, may not be. I'm very suspicious to claim that it is a miracle. Don't grieve. Your Lord has provided a stream beneath you. The way the stream is created is a miraculous creation. So, to me, to my personal understanding of the verse, I have to think of the creation of stream as speaking to me, I am provided for you. This is a miraculous creation. My creation is a miraculous creation. Study me. You will understand that as the stream, as me, the stream, now the stream is speaking. As me, the stream is created in a miraculous way. Why wouldn't you believe in the creation of your son, that it is the miracle performed by the same creator? Why are you ashamed of it? The one who creates everything is creating miraculously, and he is the one who creates the son in a miraculous way. Don't worry about it. He will defend you. That's how I understand from this verse. And it's related to my life that anything is taking miraculously or getting into existence, existing in a miraculous way. So I have to trust my God that he can create everything in a miraculous way in my life as well. I may notice, I may not notice. But when typical example, again, practical, when I go to the kitchen, I am hungry, I found something there. Oh, thank God, I have something always in the kitchen. Anyways, some people may not, for some reasons, but in America, everybody has more than they need, and most of them waste it. Anyways, when I found something there and start eating, I should hear this voice. I should hear this voice. Yeah. That whatever I am eating is speaking to me. I am created in a miraculous way. That is what you are experiencing of God's creation. Trust him. Trust him. He will defend you. Don't worry. He can do everything. If you just take seriously, take my existence seriously, you will feel confident in your existence, in your life, every time, anytime you live in this world. You should not worry about anything. Assuring for Mary, in the example of Mary. Now, 25, shake the trunk of the palm tree towards you. Ripe, fresh dates will fall on you. Now, again, the same thing. Here is the palm tree. Well, it doesn't have to be a palm tree. There are many trees in front of the backyard of my house here. All of them. Yeah. Just the fruit comes from them, falls from them, and these are the ones, miraculous creations from your creator, and the one who creates fruit or any plant, any vegetation out of wood plant, wood tree. Make wood alive and create fruit on it. Isn't that miraculous? Isn't that miraculous creation? Why don't you trust the one who creates this? And know that whatever you need will be provided by him. He can create it. Trust him. So understanding the miracle at a universal level in existence makes you feel comfortable about your existence, your life. You will be free of any worries, anxieties. It's beautiful. These teachings are for us now. God is not speaking in the Qur'an to Mary. Mary has already died. God is speaking to me by telling an event took place in the past. So I should take this narration seriously and relate it to myself. Why? Because God is telling me this now. So am I supposed to go and see which palm tree was it that Mary is asked to shake so that the fruit, fresh and ripe fruit, will fall? Which stream was it? so irrelevant, waste of time, waste of time. Talking about the physical existence of the events took place in the history, and God is talking about or telling about them to me now, rather than getting the message and applying to my practical life. So we should be careful when we are reading the commentaries. If a commentary is engaged in historical background of the people, leave it, don't waste your time. I wasted enough. So I'm telling or sharing my experience. So forget about it. It is mostly irrelevant. Mostly irrelevant, but in fiqh matters that's different, but the fiqh matters are not related to historical background. So the Quran is easy to understand, don't worry about it. So where are we? Last verse on the slide. Again, section Mary, verse 26. Therefore, eat and drink and rejoice. Oh, well, I love this expression. It is repeated many times in the Quran, actually. Yeah. Okay. فكلي واشربي وقرع وقري عيني. Yeah, so that's why I cannot read it from distance. وقري عيني. Well, eat and drink and rejoice. Which is called in the Quran قرة عين or قرة عين. It means you will have a comfortable life, comfortable, free of all sorts of worries. And kulu washrab. This is also a command for me. Yes, if you realize that these are created by an absolute being, whatever you benefit from the universe, benefit from it and be happy with your creator. Trust him. He will provide everything what you need. But if you claim to be self-sufficient and therefore claim that the universe is accidental happenings, just moving here and there randomly and happen to be within an order, such a legend. Unbelievable. Just, I don't know how human beings can come up with this kind of baseless claims, not understanding the miraculous creation. Excuse me. So they cannot rejoice creation. They cannot feel secure in their existence. They have to suffer every moment. Whatever they have immediately disappears. They cannot get it back. What a torturous life. I enjoyed, now gone. What? Everything I have to lose it. Why do we struggle in this world? And tomorrow also I will get it and I will enjoy it. Yes, but your human consciousness will remind you tomorrow you will have it, but as soon as you taste it, it will go. It will go. And at the end, you will become nothing but compost in the earth. That's how they define themselves, body only. Body. When body dies, they are done, finished. Can they enjoy their existence? Can they really rejoice and feel secured in their existence, saved in their life? Can they do that? Never. That is a very excellent news to me. Okay. وقر عينا. Put your heart at ease. Enjoy God's merciful creation. Don't worry about anything. Don't assume the responsibility of creating, guaranteeing anything. Leave it to God. Ask what you want in verbal expression or in action-wise, presenting your needs. I want this food to be cooked. Yeah. Can you make it? No. I can ask God to cook it for me. How? Follow God's miraculous creation. Something burns, He creates with the quality of burning and cooks your food. Trust Him. Go and ask Him. It means go and put it on the fire. Okay. He will create the result. Don't worry. He promises. Yep. Mostly, He accepts our prayers. So, if you see any of the people say, that is also very interesting word. Verse again. فلن أكلم اليوم إنسيا. Is it right? Okay. Therefore, sorry. And if you see any of the people say, I have vowed a fast. Am I? Yeah, sorry. فقولي إني نذرت للرحمن صوما. Today, tell people, now, I vowed a fast to my Rahman. It means my merciful creator. It means I cannot create anything. I cannot create an evidence, but the creator of the universe always declares that he creates everything in a miraculous way. He will defend me. He knows I am a chaste woman and I cannot defend myself, but he created this child without a father. It is, of course, up to him to protect him and protect my chastity. It is up to him, not me. It means, we call it, this is the fast of Mary. If you realize that I have to submit myself to my creator, this is the real meaning of fast, Sawm. Well, we reduce it to not eating and not drinking. Yeah, that is correct. It is the practical side of it. But Sawm, it means complete submitting myself to my creator. When he creates and allows me to eat, benefit from it, I will. And he creates, but he says, no, don't take it. I obey his will. Now, he created my human capacity, in order to understand who their creator is, I have to use it. I should not waste it. I should not claim the ownership over them. I have to submit my feelings and everything to him and use them in the way he created them. For the purpose to be fulfilled, I have to use them to fulfill this purpose only. Why? Look, ordinary food, water, is permissible to drink, but the will of Creator demonstrates that you are not allowed to use it until certain time. I will give you the permission. The permission time is when the sun sets. I will not only believe in God, but also follow his will. I will say, okay, yes, I am created by God, but my feelings are given to be used within the will of God. I have no right to treat the creatures, to treat myself, especially to utilize my feelings against, contrary to the will of the Creator. That is fasting. Otherwise, being hungry during a certain period of fast for the day, period of day, okay, maybe fasting for someone, not for me. Not for me. And I don't think it should be for you as well. We have to be very careful what fasting is. Mary's fasting is here what? I trust my Creator. Only he can prove that I am innocent. I am a chaste woman, not me. So I leave it to him. He will create. He will bring the evidence. I trust him. I follow his will. It was his will that I have to be pregnant. I have to have a son, and the result will be on him, not on me. So I leave it to him. I follow his will. I get it from this message. I have to follow his will when I am interacting with the world around me, including animals, plants, and stars, and everything in my relationship as a conscious being, not physical relationship only, but as a conscious being, the meaningful side of the creation. And I am having a relationship with this message sent to me through the creation of the universe. That is how I should trust my God and do everything according to his will, not according to my whims, caprices, claims of self-sufficiency. No, I am not self-sufficient at all, but my God is the only source of sufficiency. Now, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Yeah. Now I think I went, there are some other verses following. Time is up. God, I never finish my interview. Okay, all right. I think we have to follow the following verses next week, inshallah. Any more comments from your side? Maybe some things may bother you and you may share some of your feelings or questions, concerns, whatever. Otherwise, I think it is time to stop now. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, I will see you next Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. See you, Wali. I'm very happy to have this discussion with you and seeing you present in this virtual room. Thank you. Inshallah, we will continue this kind of discussions